Welcome back to God's Whispers, a place where we take the time to pause and reflect on the word of the Lord. Today I'm going to be reading from the book of Isaiah, chapter 7, verses 10 through 14. Many of us may recognize this reading, especially during Advent. The prophet Isaiah is speaking to the king Ahaz of Judah during a time when Jerusalem is under threat. Enemy nations are forming an alliance, and the king is afraid. The future feels unstable, and the pressure is intense. So God speaks to Ahaz. Let's listen. Again the Lord spoke to Ahaz, saying, "Ask a sign of the Lord your God. Let it be deep as Sheol or as high as heaven." But Ahaz said, "I will not ask. I will not put the Lord to the test." Then Isaiah said, "Hear then, O house of David, is it too little for you to weary mortals, that you weary my God also? Therefore the Lord himself will give you a sign. Look, the young woman is with child and shall bear a son, and shall name him Emmanuel." So God was telling Ahaz to ask for a sign. Not any sign, not because God doubts, but because God wanted Ahaz to trust him. But Ahaz refuses, saying, "I will not ask. I will not test the Lord." He's refusing because he's scared. He's already decided to rely on political alliances instead of God. That's when God speaks anyway and says, "The Lord himself will give you a sign. The virgin shall conceive and bear a son, naming Emmanuel." Emmanuel, God with us. In Isaiah's own time, this was a promise that God had not abandoned his people, even when their leaders were afraid or unfaithful. God would remain present. God would act. God would be faithful. The church recognizes this passage as a foreshadowing or a pointing forward to Jesus, the ultimate fulfillment of that promise, that God is truly with us. So this passage isn't just about the prophecy, but it's about trust. How often might we sound faithful on the outside, but we're quietly relying on our own plans? Maybe fear keeps us from asking God for help, but God might still meet us anyway. So Isaiah reminds us that even when we hesitate, even when we struggle to trust, God still comes towards us. So journal prompts that would go along with this would be, where in my life do I feel uncertain, afraid, or pressured right now? Am I relying on my own plans rather than God's presence? And what would it look like to truly believe that God is with me in whatever situation we're dealing with? And then finally, how has God shown up for me before, even when I struggle to trust? I hope that this message was encouraging to you, and if you feel like a friend could use some encouragement, please feel free to pass it along. And don't forget to subscribe so you can continue to hear God's Whispers.